What's going on, guys? Scotty Sparks here, coach of your London Luxray, is bringing you my Team 1 battle build video thing for the PDL Season 4. Fresh new start, fresh new team, finally get a shot to use the team up. And let's just, get into this, why I'm bringing what I'm bringing. So his team right there to the right of your screen. He's got Mega Manetric, Aerodactyl, Greninja, Battlebond, Alakazam, Cryogonal, Celebi, Arcanine, Celesteela, Weezing, Combuskin, and Mudsdale. Ordered based off speed. That being said, I'm not really sure if he's bringing Combuskin. Other than that, I could see any of the other 10 coming. Mega Manetric, very fast, very hard hitter. Usually runs the same thing every week. Probably like Lightning Rod, maybe Static with Intimidate, Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, Overheat, or Flamethrower, and then a Hidden Power. It's usually what it goes with. Maybe you can get a little spicy, throw some stuff in there, but generally those are the 4 moves you're going to see. Aerodactyl can be defensive, mainly a fast stealth rocker or an offensive sweeper. I'd assume it'd run either. It could run any of its 3 abilities, really, depending on what it wants. The abilities aren't really like groundbreaking. It's not going to wreck my team, so that's fine there. Battlebond Greninja will be a threat. I think it's 122 before the speed boost, but Battlebond hits 132. If he gets that up, that could be an issue, especially with Water Shuriken. That could be a bad time for my team. I do have a good switch in to Greninja on my team, luckily, on my roster. But Greninja can be a big problem. Then Alakazam, Focus Sash, Magic Guard, usually what's run. Really hard to combat that speed and that high special attack. Cryogonal, Ice type, Rapid Spinner. I get Defog now. Very bulky special wall, but lacks physical. I'm gonna probably take advantage of that too, which is nice. You got Celebi there. That was a pickup. Originally he had Kingdra in that slot, but he went with Celebi to get that grass type. Just one of those mythical Pokemon. No, I mean it's got a fair amount of versatility, but with psychic grass typing, it's got a fair amount of weaknesses. Still a threat, can be really anything. I'll have to figure out what that is during the match. Arcanine is Season 1 represent, but Flash Fire, Intimidate will be interesting to figure out which one it is, because either are viable, justified even, could be it. It could be bulky, could be offensive. Not really sure what he's going to go with, being a newer coach. Celesteela is a big threat to my team. I realized a modest Celesteela with Autotomize just rips through my team. So this team is very heavy on making sure that I can deal with this Celesteela, because I feel like the rest of his team will be dealable, but Celesteela is one of those that I need to make sure I can handle. Weezing, another kind of big threat to the way I want to play this match, ironically, but I do have an answer to it. So that's nice. It's very bulky. Could be throwing off those toxic spikes. You never know. But usually has like a poison move or flamethrower, Will-O-Wisp, toxic spikes, pain split, some stuff like that. Combuskin, I don't think he's gonna bring. He does get speed boost as his option. He can't baton pass that at least. So that'll be interesting. I just don't think it has the strength it needs. Maybe a Swords Dance and a Speed Booster too could prove me wrong, but it's a very one-dimensional Pokemon that if I see, I will be able to act accordingly at least. And then Mudsdale is a Pokemon I think he has to bring this match, and I'm going to try to take advantage of that. Probably Stamina, it's usually the best Mudsdale. Now that it gets Rocks, it's really good. But let me jump into my team and what my plan is. So first week, I do a lot of team prepping for the first week because I'm so excited after the draft. I think I got a good team here. The battle will prove me otherwise. Hopefully not, but it'll see whether this was the right team. So big threats looking right off the bat. Minetric, Celesteela, and looking at his team, Lycanroc is a big yes, because other than Weezing, and Mudsdale, Lycanroc can tear through his team, and Celebi too. It could be an issue, but like a Cellrock tears through a lot of that team. Intimidate on Mega Manectric could be an issue and I'll have to bounce back, but I do have an answer for Manectric. So that's gonna be my game plan here. If Celesteela is out on the board, I'm Lycanium Zing. I'm knocking that Celesteela out with the attack investment. I do Oko it, I believe, even a bulky variant. Enough speed to outspeed base 100 for my Lycanroc, which means Celebi, I can outspeed that unless it's Scarfed, obviously. But after an SD, a Cellrock and Firefang should be able to rip through his team. That's the main plan here. Some answers, like I said, to this would be Mega Manectric, and that's where my next pick comes in. Hopefully I can get a Swords Dance up on something. I don't see why I wouldn't be able to. I'm sure I could get up on like an Aerodactyl or something. Probably an Arcanine. Probably an Arcanine. Maybe an Alakazam, depending on whether he knows of a Cellrock or not. That's the issue. If he's a newer player, so if he doesn't know what a Cellrock is, then I don't think I can get a Swords Dance up on Alakazam. But I'm pretty sure I could get one up on Aerodactyl, assuming I live in Earthquake. But I'd probably want to scout for that Earthquake first. So we got here Erwin, my Nidoqueen, Black Sludge, Sear Force. This boy, or girl, yes, is meant to switch into Mega Manectric. It does eat up 2 hits, 2 HP Ices from a modest Mega Manectric, which he can afford to bring against me because my highest speed tier is a 116, and he doesn't really have to outspeed an Electric type, just because with Lightning Rod or whatever motor drive it has, Mega Manectric isn't going to be able to deal with Substrika anyways. So it only has to outspeed Lycanroc Dusk, meaning he can run Modest. I do outlive 2 HP Ices from a Modest, meaning I can throw back an Earth Power, Thunderbolt and Ice Beam, Bolt Beam coverage, just cover his entire team. No reason not to run that. Didn't really need Sludge Bomb because Ice Beam's going to hit Celebi anyways, and I'm not staying in on Celebi, and maybe the lack of power might come back to bite me, but I think Ice Beam, being able to hit Mudsdale, being able to hit, it does hit Celebi, it's able to hit Arrow too. I think that's better in the long run. And Stealth Rocks is something I would love to get up early. It will help against Arcanine, it will help chip down Celesteela, and ultimately it would help weaken everything for Skull to get the Cellrock Sweep. The reason I'm not going Poison Toxic Spikes, which I would love to do, is because he does have hit something. Okay, he's got a lot of aerial Pokemon. Aerodactyl in the air, Alakazam, Magikarp, Cryogonal, Levitate, Celebi, Natural Cure, Celesteela in the air, Weezing in the air. So that's like 6 Pokemon, and I would really love to poison Mudsdale. That's why I wanted the Toxic Spikes, but I just couldn't really. I thought Stealth Rocks would be better, and I couldn't really fit a Stealth Rocker on the rest of my team, or else I probably would have gone Toxic Spikes on Nidoqueen and then Stealth Rocks on like Lickilicky or something else, or Lycanroc Dusk if I could afford it, but I don't think I can. And the coverage here, like I said, enough health and Spadef to take on those 2 HP Ices. We got Shebe here with the Yachi Berry. This way, a Ice Beam from a Greninja. Which, being a newer player, I don't think he's going to run Gunk Shot. I think he's going to run Ice Beam. Just because that Gunk Shot is more. I don't even think Gunk Shot really does well against my team. Having a Silvally could be anything. Lucario and Nidoqueen and Skarmory, I'll check it. Ice Beam does cover. It covers the Salamence. That's the big one. It covers Salamence and Shaman. So if I were him, I would be putting Ice Beam instead of Gunk Shot. Probably like Ice Beam, Hydro Pump, Water Shuriken, and then maybe like Grass Knot. That's what I'm expecting. That way he can deal with Mega Blastoise, and he deals with the majority of my team that way. So Yachi Berry to deal with that, throw off some Seed Flares, lower that Celesteela if I can, so that Snowfire can switch in, which I'll go to later. HP Bug because I can see Celebi being a switch into this. I just don't see it doing much damage to me. So if he tries to set up on my Grass type, throw off that HP Bug, and Synthesis because this is going to be an important Pokemon, as Mudsdale is going to be a big switch into Skull. This will be a big Mudsdale switch in, and it's going to give me a lot of free Seed Flares. I could go Specs, but I think being able to switch between attacks and the Yachi Berry is better in my case. And then for speed-wise, I didn't really feel like speed creeping anything. I don't think I needed to speed creep anything. And I'm pretty sure I'm faster than a Celesteela that's at Modest, so I'm fine there. So I just threw it all in health and made my Shebe Modest. We got Slash 2.0 because I had Slash last season and it was the regular form. So I should do like 2.3 just because it's got 3 cannons. I like that. 2.3. 3 cannons. Mega Launcher because it's boss. Scald, I mean, I could go Water Pulse, which is 10 more power and 10% less likely to have an effect happen, but the 20% is Confusion and 30% Burn. Burn is just more reliable in my mind, so I feel like I'll be running Burn more than I'll be running Water Pulse. If I need the damage, maybe in later matches, but in this match, I'm liking the Burn. Aura Sphere Dark Pulse covers the rest of his team. Water Arrow. Aura Sphere for the Greninja, Dark Pulse Alakazam. Aura Sphere for the Cryogonal, Dark Pulse to the Celebi, Scald Arcanine, Scald Celesteela, probably Scald Weezing, and then Scald the rest. I had Dragon Pulse when he had Kingdra. He dropped it, so I didn't need that, and I was able to replace that with Dark Pulse, which is nice. And then Rapid Spin because this boy is like one of the most reliable Rapid Spinners you'll find in any format. In my opinion, so being able to have that on this team is nice. I can run through offensive moves and then some Rapid Spin there. And I threw it all in physical because Arcanine's Wild Charge worries me the most. Plus, if Celesteela is physical, that could be an issue. Combuskin being physical. Arcanine can't really hit me on the special side, neither can Combuskin. It does leave me more frail to Greninja's Grass Knot, but I OHKO that with an Aura Sphere. I only have to live 1, luckily. So next Pokemon, we got Snowfire here, my Zebstrika. I really, really wanted to put Salamence on this team. Try out one of the 2 Pokemon I built my team around. But the issue was Celesteela. If he got an Autotomize off, I did not have something that could outspeed it. At this speed, I outspeed and Autotomize Jolly or Timid Celesteela. And at that point, I can Overheat or Thunderbolt probably and deal a lot of damage. Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, Overheat deals with a lot of his team. Signal Beam mainly for things like Alakazam, Celebi. Late game, if I need that, hits Greninja too. So I just have like more options late game if I need that. Not much more to really talk about. I just threw the defense and special defense for fun to be like MV. He does that a lot. He just throws random shit in defense and special defense, so I decided to do that. Threw it in health, kept that odd number. And Lightning Rod, just in case he's got Shockwave Celesteela, which I think he's going to run more likely than Giga Drain. No? There was something else. But if he... Because then at least this way I can switch into a Heavy Slam from Celesteela. I can switch into a Heavy Slam and a Shockwave. Once I figure out its set more, I don't think he's going to EQ right away with Celesteela. Especially when I've got like stuff like Shaman. But overall, yeah, I'm liking this as a switch into Celesteela. If he gets Hazards up, it could be less likely to be switching into Celesteela, just because I can't take the residual damage. But overall, I'm a fan of what I got. I can use some water right now. Just tilted my screen. But sorry. And my last Pokemon, not Psychic. This team didn't really appreciate Weezing. If Weezing's not brought, then then this has one goal: switch into Alakazam, Pursuit Trap it. That's it. He won't expect it. Psychic resists pretty much everything he has available to him. With 100 plus attack, if he's not Focus Sash for some reason, I'm able to Oko a Alakazam with Pursuit, as assuming he switches out. I can take Shadow Balls, and I was thinking to go not Steel, but Focus Blast would do a lot more than Shadow Ball, so I felt he was more likely to run Focus Blast, and not Psychic allows me a good switch into Alakazam. And hopefully he's choiced. Maybe throw choice specs, hits the Psychic and realizes, oh, I have to switch out. I'll Pursuit Trap that. Flamethrower to hit Celesteela if I need to. Hits Cryogonal too. Multi-attack being Psychic allows me to hit Weezing hard. Although Weezing will have... why can't I think of this? It's going to have Will-O-Wisp most likely. He might not even bring it, being a newer player. They don't always... I'd say newer players don't always use their lower tiered mons. Although I think I use it too much, if that's a thing. Let's see, speed could go to 219. Do I want to make it negative? Because that's the issue. I don't want to lower my defenses, but at 203, that could be an issue. That's a max speed Weezing. Yeah, right. He's bringing max speed Weezing. 156. I should be fine. If he brings max speed Weezing, good on him. I mean, he beat me. Hits me with that Will-O-Wisp or something. But overall, yeah, that's gonna be my team builder. I'm gonna get on out of here. I'll see you guys at the match, and it should be shortly. So I'm just gonna pretty much end the recording and then start the recording back up. So I'll see you in a bit.